Hi everyone. So in this video, I just want to run through the different types of buggies that you can race at the Club 380 race meetings. As you'll have seen by the thumbnail, there's quite a selection of buggies to choose from. Some of my favourite Tamier's in there, which is great. Now I'll start off with the wheelie class because that's quite an easy class to describe. You've obviously got the CWO1s, the WRO2s, both the big wheeled versions and the comical buggies as well. So you've got things like the comical Hornet, comical Grasshopper, got the Farm King, the Suzuki Jimny, Wild Willie, and then obviously you've got the Lunchbox and the Midnight Pumpkin, and also the new Mitsubishi Pajero, and I think they did a Unimog, and any variation that they've done in the past. They run their kit 540 motors, because obviously they need a little bit more power being bigger. So then we get on to the buggy class. So I've written this down because it's quite a long list. They're divided into different categories, although it depends on how many people enter the event. Sometimes the categories are kind of merged together. Obviously, for the first race meeting, they just kind of ran all of the 380s together. But I'll run through it anyway, so you kind of know what you can enter. So the first group is called the Legend Group, and this is for like older buggies, like the original Sand Rover and the original Holiday Buggy, and also the Kyosho Peanuts and the Kyosho Rally Sport, because these are sort of grouped together because they have no differential. So that's kind of for the sort of original versions of those. I'll get on to later on to like the re versions. Um, the next group is the Hero Group, which I think is probably going to be one of the most popular groups. That's the things like the Grasshopper, both one and two, the Hornet, Super Storm Dragon, Rising Fighter, and the Fighter Buggy RX. Again, these are running 380s, so you can get like a motor mount that enables you to fit a 380 to those cars. Then the next group, the Champion Group, that includes the Brat and the Frog, Fast Attack Vehicle, the Nova Fox, the Wild One, and two Kyoshos, the Kyosho Scorpion and the Kyosho Beetle. Again, running 380 motors with like a motor mount. And the final group, the Superstar Group, is I guess for sort of the later buggies, which are all based on the DTO2 or DTO3 chassis. So you've got things like the re-release of the Sun Rover, the Holiday Buggy again, the Hornet Evo's in there because that's a DTO2 gearbox. Obviously, it's a mashup, isn't it, of the Hornet chassis and a slightly different front end as well. So it's nice to have that in the category and have somewhere to race a Hornet Evo. I've got a Hornet Evo, so I'm kind of looking forward to entering that at some point. And then you've got the DTO threes, so they're like the Racing Fighter and the Neo Fighter. Again, all need to be running 380 motors. Like I said in the other video, there is a sport tuned motor 380 that you can get if you want a little bit more go. That's allowed. So yeah, so I just thought I'd give you an idea of what you can run. So like I said at the beginning of the video, there's a lot to choose from, and I think it's a lot of the sort of buggies that I class as the kind of the ones from my childhood that were the fun starter buggies that a lot of us kind of a certain age kind of grew up with. So it's great to have somewhere to race a lunchbox and race your grasshopper, yeah, and actually kind of just come along and have fun, have a bit of a laugh with other sort of fans of these type of buggies of this era. So anyway, I'll put a link in the description to the Facebook group again. I think I mentioned on the other video, if you look in the files section on Facebook, you'll find all the rules and the buggies that are eligible. And there's a few details then on guess what modifications you're allowed. Generally, it's kind of bearings and you're allowed oil filled dampers. But the idea is to try and keep the cars as sort of standard as possible, except for bodies and kind of painting and sticking lights on and kind of coming up with your own sort of unique style for how your car looks. That's sort of actively encouraged. But yeah, the idea is just keep it fun, keep it cheap, keep it simple, with minimal modifications. Anyway, I'll leave it there, and yeah, I'll hopefully see some of you at the next Club 380 race meeting, which is at the end of May. Cheers, guys. Bye.